Hello everyone, welcome back to another topic discussions. So today's topic is parenting or parenting essentials. I think as parents at some point all of us would have thought I have wished, okay, as a parent, as I had wished, or I have wished many a time that if there was a manual where we can go through the manual and decide which are the best parenting techniques we can implement and create and be wonderful parents and create wonderful children all around the world. So I have thought of, or I have dreamed of such instances where we can just receive a manual, we can read through and implement all the, all the instructions mentioned in the parenthood manual, and then be a wonderful parent out there and raise wonderful children out there. That's a dream which we all know that will never be made into existence. But nowadays, thankfully, thanks to internet, chat GPT and all the AI options out there, we have a lot of experts who have worked on parenting techniques, and a lot of professionals who provide guidance to parents and children on how to better themselves as parents and be better disciplinarians. So thanks to the work of all those professionals who have been consistently working around the world to help parents to create better younger generations for the future of the world. So for this topic, before I entered this topic, I had cleared a couple of topics related to this topic previously, especially how to choose a partner like in a marriage, and what are the success tips for a marriage, then motherhood, working women and motherhood. So these are all topics that I covered because I do not want to include those topics in this discussion of parenthood. We all know that healthy environment creates healthy children. So whenever there are bickering parents, it impacts the children. So that's a common knowledge. I'm sure everybody knows that. And that is one of the reasons why I covered the previous topics of the necessity of choosing the right partner who is in sync with you and having a successful marriage or an environment of calm, love and kindness in a marriage, so we can be better parents for our children. So that is the primary reasons why I covered the previous four topics before I came to this topic. So please go through the previous videos because I will not be connecting those points with this video. This will be exclusively related to parenting. And so we presume that there is no problem between the husband and wife, and the child is growing in a healthy environment where the husband and wife, where the mother and father are in a loving relationship. Okay, because the first point which we are going to address in essentials of parenthood is the best thing what I have heard from the experts. Okay, again, all these points are collected after intensive or extensive research with regard to this topic and after consultation with a couple of professionals who are experts in this field. Okay, so these are not just my points. I've just collected a couple of points from the experts and through relevant research. So what I understood from interacting with the experts and in my research is that the fundamental or the most significant point of parenthood, or whatever the experts said primarily, was the best thing a parent can do to their child is to love their spouse. Can you understand? Now do you understand why I did the previous topics? The fundamental requirement of a parenthood is to ensure that the father loves the mother and the mother loves the father. That is the best thing a parent can do to their child. This is what the experts are saying. Okay, these are not my words. These are all the experts. Whichever experts I spoke to get guidance on this topic, all of them started with this point. The best thing a parent can do to their child is to love their wife or to love their husband. Because if there is no love between the husband and wife, between the parents, then the children can sense. The children can feel the friction. If you're mad at your spouse, they are a part of your better half, right? They are a part of your spouse. The children have come, is a combination of both the parents. So if there is a friction between the two most important individuals, then the children can sense the problem in the family. The children can sense the friction, which will not provide them with a calm with a calm or a productive environment for them to thrive in. Okay, and this is increasingly becoming important because we as communities and as societies, we are reducing ourselves into nuclear families due to various reasons. The whole world is becoming global due to work requirements. People are traveling, relocating to various countries. So the families themselves are reducing to nuclear setups, right? Traditionally, we had a lot of members in a family. So the friction between each family members did not impact the children as much as it impacts now. Now the children, the families are being reduced to the mother and the father. But traditionally you had grandparents in the houses, you had extended family members, aunts, uncles, all those relatives visiting you frequently, or you going and visiting them frequently, they coming over. Even I still remember each family is having 7-8 children growing up, the aunts, their children, the cousins. It used to be a huge setup. So the frictions between family members never impacted the children as much as it impacts nowadays primarily because of the nuclear family setups. So ensure that there is love and good bonding between husband and wife. That is the primary requirement of this parenthood essential. Okay, now the second point is goal setting for the children. Goal setting, what the experts are saying is that when the child is given a goal to achieve, they know what they are working for. When the child does not have a clarity on what he or she is supposed to do, then they try to end up doing a lot of things but not doing much of it. So goal setting is an essential part to give guidance for the child. And how do you set goals? Generally, okay, nowadays most of our children are going to school or are being homeschooled or whatever options as parents we have sought to. So we are doing the best for our children, sending them to the best possible schools and choosing the curriculum, all those things we are doing. So the best goal we can set them is to achieve academically or achieve in your extracurricular activities or learning, obtain a learning skill, learn this particular skill. That is the goal that you set for the year, or the academic goal for the year. Give them specific goals and tell them this is the goal you're supposed to achieve this year. So this gives them a clarity as to what they have to work towards every day. Correct? So this gives them a clarity on what they have to do every day towards achieving that particular goal. And when the goals is set, and when the goal is set and if the child is not able to achieve the greatest grades or be extraordinary in the skill that they are learning, do not worry about whatever the outcome or the results of the goal achievement. Again, this is not what I'm saying, this is what the experts are saying, because what they're saying is you either learn or you win. In any goal setting, from the goal, the end of the achievement day, either you would have learned your lesson or you would have won the task or you would have won the goal. So either way, it's not a waste of time, it's not a loss of investment, or it's not a loss of your time or efforts. It's either you're learning or you're winning. So either way, it's good. Okay, so this is the primary, or this is the second most important point discussed by the experts in parenting. What they're saying is that provide a goal to the child and tell them it's not just about winning. You just sometimes end up just learning whatever you have learned in that process of achieving that goal. So there is no scope for something called failure or disappointment or sulking over what was not achieved or what was the target to be achieved. Especially these points are essential. Why nowadays, with the increasing number of children going into depressed situations or mental health problems. So our next point is related to the connections that as parents we need to build with our children, and this has to be achieved through quality time. So what the experts are saying is that every day the parents need to spend at least 20 minutes of quality time with their children. It's not the amount, it's not the quantity of time that the parent spends with their children that is important, but the quality of the time that is being spent. Like one of the experts gave me an example, like a father used to just take the children for a ride in his car. Just half an hour of a ride in the car, or 20 minutes, minimum of 20 minutes of a ride in his car. So he's just spending time with them. He's not communicating too much or anything. He's just letting them be the children who are with him and riding along with him in the car. Maybe he just takes them to a store and asks them to get something or something. Just 20 minutes of quality time where there is no teaching, where there is no shouting, there is no expectations, nothing. Just 20 minutes with the child. If he's talking, if we can communicate well and good, even otherwise, just a quality time where both the parents and the children are just chilling. So that is a very essential requirement because what the experts are saying is that proper connections helps in building mentally strong children. Okay, that is with regard to creating proper connections with the child. Because we come across a lot of discussions about attachment issues or a father issue, mother issue, all those things, right? Like nowadays, with the increased number of therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists and counselors, this is a very common term that we come across. This person has attachment issues, or this kid has attachment issues, or father issues, mother issues. That's a very common term that comes along in many discussions with parents or with experts who are into parenting topics. So, or the academicians also. So, it's believed, experts are believing that if the parents could find the right kind of attachment by spending quality time with their children, they can reduce these kind of attachment issues of the of our youngsters. Now, the fourth point is boundaries, teaching the children to set the right boundaries. We ourselves need to learn how to set boundaries so we can be an example to our children on setting boundaries. It's very, very essential that every child knows where to set his or her boundaries in their relationships. Like we tell them that what is the stranger danger and all that. That is also a part of teaching the children on how to set boundaries, right? We tell the children, like, do not get candies from the strangers, do not entertain strangers. That's the basics that we teach when they are really, really young, because that is an example of letting the child know where to set the boundaries. It is believed, as per the advice from the experts, that if a child knows where to set boundaries in relationships, they are less prone to mental challenges or emotional problems. Because many times problems, people are in situations or challenging scenarios because of their involvement of other people or the relationships trying to create confusions in their decision making. This is what the experts are saying, okay? So what they believe is that if a child is taught how to set boundaries in the relationships, they become stronger again mentally and emotionally to tackle challenges with regard to relationships or work or academics. So this is a very crucial point that is being discussed by the experts in the experts who are working on this particular topic. The next fifth point is reactions, how we react to situations and how we teach our children to react to situations. So what they're saying is that if there is a bad behavior, as parents, it is essential that we discipline the children and we discipline them in the right way. This particular expert from whom I took advice on this regard, he said that if you repeatedly ask them to do the same thing, then that is not a productive way to discipline the children. The best thing to tell them is to say, let them know that you have to listen to your parent the first time when they say. I don't know how much of that is feasible as parents, especially for younger children. So they are suggesting, the experts are suggesting that do not repeat the thing for them to do. If we want a child finish the homework as soon as he or she is back from the school, or to do a chore of cleaning up their desk, something like that, they're telling the parents not to repeat, not to ask the child to do it again and again and again, because that they're saying it creates to tougher situations rather than resolving the matter in an amicable manner. So they're saying that instead of repeating it several times, tell them that if you do not do this, then these are the consequences that you will have to face. So the choice is yours if you want to do it or if you do not want to do it. So give them options like this. The first time or the second time, whenever you're saying this, if you tell them that if you do not clean up your desk, you are going to be in a messy situation, and you yourself will find it difficult to retrieve your relevant books or relevant notebooks or your pencil or your pen. So you yourself will be wasting time, which will make you late to your school, late to your music class. So you are going to be in trouble. So it's best that you listen to your parent the first time, and as parents it's the best you tell them the consequences of not doing their chores or not doing their work in the first instance when you're asking them to do. So these are the 5 points which the experts has suggested, which the experts whom I spoke to suggested with regard to parenting. These are all individual preferences. Nothing is universally applicable. Just some points I thought are essential for the current era, and I'm just sharing them here. The experts said another thing also. Whatever the parent think is right for their child is what is right for their child. So nobody can, the external people cannot come and demand and tell them that you have to do it in this manner or you have to do it in that manner. No. Whatever the parent has created for the child is the right way of parenting for the children. The basics, like most of the parents are working, most of the families nowadays, both the parents are working, and they would have a lot of pressure happening from their work, things they are handling, maybe business situations. So the parents are also undergoing through a lot of pressure in their work related or other things that they have to take care of, so may not have the time and to do research and understand what are the best possible options to be a better parent. So in those scenarios, I hope these points are handy. Whoever is running out of, running short on time or are really busy in their lives. And your circumstances, or each parent's circumstances is different. Each parent's economic situation is different. Each parent's priorities are different. So ideally, what the experts are saying is that ideally we say whatever the parents is doing is the right thing to do. But we try to avoid violence in home situations. As advisors, we try to help the parent create the best possible environment for their children. So that is the priority nowadays in this. Who are working in this particular field is to help the parents to reduce the stress in parenting and help them to be better parents to raise better children. As I said previously, there is no hard and fast rule, There is so many options, and as parents, whatever the parent is doing is right. But some of the basic points are: first one is to love your spouse. That's the best thing you can do to your child because of the nuclear family setups. Second point is goal setting for the children, so they have a clarity on what they need to do on a day-to-day basis and yearly basis. The third point is quality time with the children, that helps in mentally empowering them. Fourth point is setting the right boundaries. Setting right boundaries helps them again become mentally strong and reduce interferences of the external parties in decision making, which helps them to make the right decisions, which is in compliance with their own family environment. And the fifth point is reacting. When you're taking disciplinary actions, do not withhold. If your child does a mistake, do not let go. Let go, and then the situation builds up, and then you explode. That is not the right way to react to a situation. Even from the child's end, you have to tell the child to react immediately and then let go. Do not let the bad behavior continue, and then that is a bad way of disciplining the child. That is what experts are saying. So you should never let go of the bad behavior a couple of times and then you explode and then you make the child explode. So that's not at all a healthy way. So whenever you need to discipline a child, and if you encounter a bad behavior in your child, address it immediately, react to it immediately. Do not let it build over time and then wait to explode. So these are the 5 points that we discussed here today. Again, the first one is loving your spouse. Second one is goal setting. The third point is attachment or quality time with your children. Fourth one is boundaries, teaching the child also to how to set boundaries to minimize the external interferences. Fifth one is reacting to bad behaviors. So these are the 5 points. I hope this is helpful to all of you. I do not know how much it is helpful or useful. Please do let me know what you think of these points, and please do share your inputs and suggestions with regards to point. I'm really looking forward to all of your ideas on this topic. And as always, thank you for spending your time here. Until we meet next time. Bye-bye.